Hey sweet friends, and welcome to my channel, Lazy Creek Homestead. I'm Nicole. On my channel I like to share things like shopping haul, what's for dinner, lots of recipe inspiration. I like to sprinkle in a little bit of mom life and what's going on our homestead. I'm a mama to 4 boys and we've been homesteading our small property here in New Hampshire for 10 plus years. In today's video I am going to show you a complete garden tour of my imperfect garden. I hope to encourage you to start a garden wherever you are. We're in a rocky mountainous area. We're about 13, almost 14,000 feet above sea level. I garden in zone 5A, 5B-ish. I have raised beds because of our rocky soil. So let's come along and I'll show you my imperfect garden. This is the path to my imperfect garden. I have 2 garden spaces, and this is the one that sits over the stream in my yard because we have goats, and if you know, they are escape artists and they love to get into my garden, but they don't love water. So I put my garden over the stream for my animals. Let's see, I can show you the fence there. So the goats would have to cross my stream to get to the garden, and they're less likely to do that. Those are some cool rocks that my son found. The water is so low. It has been so hot and dry. My son made that little bridge for me a couple of years ago. I used to cross that spot right there, and then one year I fell, so he made me that bridge. But this is my very imperfect garden space, and I will give you a full garden tour. When we first come up, this is my little herb area, and like I've mentioned, it's been so hot that my cilantro went to seed, and I'm just gonna let those drop, and hopefully we'll get another little round of cilantro here. Oh, see the little white spider coming off? I don't know if you could. It's so tiny. This is my catnip, and I'm glad I got some of it dehydrated earlier in the year because my cats just love to destroy it. They get right into this barrel, try to roll around. And this little raised bed, I have that, I can't remember what this is called, but it comes back every year. It's a perennial. This little bed over here is my overflow tomato bed. I can't help myself when I see plants on clearance. I have to buy them. So these are just my overflow of my $1 tomatoes. This bed is my onions. They're not doing the best. Something keeps pulling them up because there was a whole row here. But they're trying. They're going. You can see little white onion there. This little bed has just a bunch of like wood chip compost in it, and we just threw some seeds in here to see if they'll grow. Everything is struggling. This one doesn't get very much sun. So we put a bunch of squash in here, and some of them are trying to come up, even flowering. There's some lettuce that's also gone to seed. We'll see if it reseeds itself. This next bed is in its prime right now. This is my bee balm, and it's all starting to flower. I got a couple different types in here. Mostly this red one, but this has gone past, but this was a beautiful purple color. So in this bed is basically just a bunch of bee balm, and then some mint is planted in here, and I've kind of just let it do its thing. And there's a little bit of lavender. I tried to dig it all up, but I actually left 2 plants by accident. So I will be probably moving and transplanting those. But I just love the bee balm. It smells so good. My bees love it. My honeybees, the natural bee, native. My turkeys are so noisy. Our native bees, I love them. Bumblebees, these little delicate flowers, and it's so cute to see the bumblebees like fluttering over them. Oh, here's one of those purple ones. Yeah. Very pretty. And then here's my yarrow. I have some just different colors. This one's a pink one. This one's doing really well this year. My red one is struggling a little bit, but we got some beautiful blossoms. And this is my main tomato bed over here. A wonderful friend of mine started from seed a bunch of tomatoes, and she gave me most of these that are in this bed. We got lots of little tomatoes. We have Mountain Princess, and that back row is mostly Amish paste tomatoes. I gotta get in here and tie them up a little bit more. And then we also have some cherry tomatoes. This is one of my clearance plants. And there's already a little tomato down there. This is also another one of my, this is one of the ones that my friend, that's a grape cherry. So I hope to do lots of things with tomatoes this year. And this bed here has a lot of my mint, and it is time to harvest it again. I have a lot of aromatic mint. We got peppermint in here and chocolate mint, all kinds of yummy. This is zesty orange mint. These are great for garnishes and in teas, and they're so flavorful. I also have some cucumbers planted along the side, and this is some volunteer dill that came back from last year. And we got some baby cucumber. I got a cucumber plant here, and another one here, and here. Here's some of that rosemary that I dug up from my bee balm bed. Some of it's trying to bloom. I mean, rosemary. Lavender, excuse me. I have another little cucumber here. Just put this guy here. Another one here, but we got some flowers growing up in right next to him. I might move him over here. Another cucumber, 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 and cucumber. This is my Egyptian walking onion bed. This is the first year I've had these guys, so I believe these little seed pods will eventually get heavy. As you can see, they're starting to drip, and then they'll come down and they'll reseed themselves, and that's why they're called walking Egyptian onions. If anybody has experience with these or used them, definitely let me know. I love all the tips. This is my first year with these guys. And there's some of my, oh, look at the ants. I gotta get in here. Look at the ants. Do ants pollinate? But these are some more of my clearance plants that I just can't help myself. We got some summer squash in here, and I planted a couple different types of flowers along in here just to have some prettiness. This bucket I have some potatoes in, and they have really shot up. I'm going to get some hay, put it all along the bottom of this here. But yeah, they're going to start to bloom. And this little bed over here has definitely been neglected. It's pretty much just doing what it wants. We have some of these little nasturtiums. I can never say that right, but I love those flowers. In here I have some peas that are struggling. I need to give them a stick to start to climb up. I have a blackberry weed right in the middle of the bed. And then this one is my strawberry bed. My strawberries did not really come back that well this year. You see there's a lot of bug damage on this poor strawberry plant. And I also have some more of that colored yarrow. And this is my bean bed. The beans are coming in real nice. I planted a couple different types of beans. I did two different types of green beans, a yellow bean, like a black eye bean or pigeon pea, something like that, and some yellow beans. I have two more of my little clearance squash in here. This back garden, as I like to refer to it, is struggling with sunlight the last few years. Stuff's really grown in around it, but it's still slowly producing. I also got a couple of sweet potato vines also on clearance. This one's really been eaten up by the bugs. I keep coming out here and squishing them. But it's got some new growth here. I have planted some flowers, but they've pretty much passed their time. And then I have some marigolds coming in as well. All right, and this is the back part of this garden, and this one really does struggle with sunlight. Definitely gonna have to do some removing of trees, but I have some pumpkins that I planted back here. I believe they're jack-o'-lanterns, and they're not doing well. Poor guys, they're really trying. I planted some radishes maybe here, and again, everything is just really struggling. Some more of those nasturtiums. They're good for the soil, and they're pretty, and the flowers are actually edible. So as you can see, I just kind of put them everywhere. Again, this is our back garden. I actually think I'm going to take a few of these guys and transplant them up front. We threw a bunch of seeds in here, and they've germinated. They're just having a hard time taking off. So some of them are doing good. These are zucchini and summer squash in here. And I just have this little tiny box that has some shade flowers in it. Seeds that I planted, but honestly, I think everything that's coming up in here is just weeds. This little box, it's small. I think I'm going to just move it into my up front garden next year. Because, like I said, we're really struggling with sunlight back here. kind of stand this way and show you a view. So these 3 smaller square beds are the ones that are struggling the most. So I would like to cut some of these trees out behind me next year. We'll see what happens. But like I said, my very imperfect garden. All my pots I have to bring, I don't know whatever to do with these. I save them and then I don't use them. But that's my garden. So now we're in, this is my new garden space. This is up front. A lot more sunlight is up here. But as I've had to add in my handy little dandy fence, my lovely little escape artist goats apparently really enjoy peppers. And they topped every single pepper. Chewed it right down. They didn't touch the tomatoes. Again, these are more of my clearance tomatoes. But they ate every one of my peppers. I love my goats. So I'm really hopeful they are starting to grow back a little bit. I'm really hopeful that maybe we'll get some peppers. I had a bunch of different types of bell peppers in here. This is some of that shade flower mix that I had been talking about. I bought a big, huge bag of it. And this is, even though it's very sunny up here, the only place it's really grown. I just sprinkled a little bit of it right there. I also sprinkled in some carrots. This is a weed. We got a few carrots coming in. And then as you all know, I love my Nordstrom's, whatever. I can't say it, but I love the flower. So I threw a couple of those in this bed as well. And this bed, I have to get in here and weed. I have not weeded it. I was a little disappointed with this one. I had bought some soil at the store, and I've been having a really hard time keeping this bed wet, and I chose to put a bunch of seeds in it. So a lot of stuff just has not grown in here. I put a little hibiscus plant in here, and goats like hibiscus, so they ate that too. But a lot of weeds are growing up. A lot of grass from the hay that I put in here. I tried to put the hay to hold a little bit of the moisture so the seeds would germinate. And really not much germinated at all. I have a row here. It's most likely calendula. I put a couple different types of calendula in here. I put, oh gosh, a bunch of different flowers. I think these little guys are loofahs. I put some loofahs in here. Maybe some sunflower seeds. And then I am getting some chamomile in this grass. So I did plant some chamomile. And we are getting a little bit of that coming through. Need to just get in here and just pick out all of this grass that is growing from the hay. But I was not happy with this dirt that I got. So you live, you learn. If I see any more clearance plants, we're pretty much getting to the end of the season where you'll see starts at the store. But I'll throw a few more things in here if I find some. So this is one of my only in-ground spaces that I have. We live on a mountain and it's really, really rocky. But my goat's house used to sit here. This poor bed is definitely being eaten up by the bugs, my poor sunflowers. But we put a bunch of sunflowers here, and my son put a few zucchini seeds. This one is really taking off. I think I might transplant some of those sunflowers that are around this guy to that bed that's not doing so well. Oh, look, here's what's eating our sunflowers. Do you see that little worm there? Blends in really well. So we're gonna just get him off of here. Sorry guy, no sunflowers for you. Let's see. Come on. Oh, I dropped them. All right, see, we got that guy off. Look how much damage he did to these sunflowers, like, in less than 24 hours. Bugs. I also planted some calendula along here with my sunflowers. This area here, big old grasshopper, is some more pumpkins. They're really taking off, but they have not flowered yet. I also have some more pumpkins on the back side of this in-ground garden, and they're starting to flower. I believe these are Connecticut field pumpkins, and the other ones are like a white pumpkin. I have a few perennials. This is like some type of sage. My bees love these flowers so much, and that comes back every year. I also have my hollyhock. This guy's beautiful. Now we're gonna get into my container garden. I haven't stacked my green stalks this year. I just kind of have them laying out. I really need to weed eat, get these guys, but I have just a bunch of different things planted in all of my containers. I've had these guys, the green stalks, for a few years now. I think this might be my 4th growing season in those. These little Dollar Tree planters I've had forever. I love them. No. But when I planted these guys, I didn't label much of it, so a lot of it's a surprise. We've got some basil coming up in here, and weeds as well. Some more basil. This is some type of flower. We got some mint. We got some more basil. We're gonna pick some of this here soon. These are marigolds that I planted. Here's some more of my little stackable garden towers. These ones I got this year. I just put a bunch of different flower seeds. We have some rosemary growing along in the weeds in this one. Some snapdragons in this one. Also here. So I have about 14 of these bigger ones all along my weeds up front here. And then I think I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. They're the original green stalks. I really love them. I'd love to get a few more. But that's my imperfect garden.